He waits atop a throne of skulls.
Hello everyone and welcome. I hope you're all doing well, and today guys we're going back to the old school a little bit. So when I first started streaming here on the channel, we actually mostly did a 1v1, best of 5. I think we actually started with best of 3, but it was best of 3s, best of 5s, and best of 7s eventually. So that was where you got to see a lot of people like Dov and Gobble King and those guys face off here on the channel. We're going to be taking it back to that old school tradition, and yes, I probably do need to get a screen blocker. So I think Wookiee's still lurking. There he goes. And today we're going to have a best of 7 showdown between Rightist and Felkon. So definitely going to be quite a bit of fun. Thank you guys so much for joining. And let me know if the audio sounds good. I actually had some substantial difficulties this morning when I was firing up the system. And yeah, for some reason it sounded like a little bit off. But I think it's good now. I think we're good. I think we're good to go. Yes, welcome everyone. Welcome. So in the first match, it's going to be a showdown between the Empire and the Wood Elves. So Rightist, of course, I believe his favorite faction is actually the Empire. I don't know about Felkon. I know Felkon likes dragons. So so we got a lot of choices here. Hello, everyone. Hello. Welcome. It's good to have you guys here. Steel chairs are incoming. There is most certainly going to be some steel chairs, and we're going to be jumping right into the first game here. So this is game 1 in this best of 7 series. So at the very least, you're going to be getting, 4 matches, but probably be somewhere more between, 5, 6, 7 in that range. So should be quite a bit of fun. Yeah, guys, welcome. Welcome. The Gobble King actually remade his YouTube channel, but for some reason, I think he deleted it the first time to focus on other things. And unfortunately, I think YouTube deleted like all of his videos and his subscribers and everything, so he had to start from scratch. So, but the Gobble King remade it, and now he's streaming again. So he's been streaming. He doesn't like put up videos, but he does like streams and quick battle streams, which have like 7 or 8 battles in them each. So it's pretty good, right? One Man's Way, thank you for the donation. He says, go Wood Elves. Wood Shelves, what? Go Wood Shelves? Yeah. So yeah, Rightist is a very good Empire player. I can attest. I've played against him quite a bit, and he is very, very solid. So, and he's going to be facing off against Wood Elves. I'm excited to see how Felkon is going to deal with this, because traditionally, dealing with heavy cav from the Empire or any other faction for the Wood Elves can be a little bit tricky, since you know, your Wild Riders and your Cav can't really fight that efficiently against armored Cav because their armor piercing is quite low. So yes, I'm working on the beard. Yeah, I'm a true Dawi at heart, so I gotta do it. We got the labs up here, which is good. And let's get rid of the screen here. Okay, sorry about that. Still waking up. I literally got up like an hour ago, so I'm still a little bit foggy. Yeah. We're good, though. All right, so for the armies of Rightist, let's go ahead and take a look. So firstly, he has Toddy. He's going to have Toddy up here in the skies, and of course, he does have his healing item, the Midland Runefang, which is very powerful. It's a good choice. Wood Elves are a faction that are going to be trying to do a little bit of sniping, so having that healing is going to be very solid. So I like that quite a bit. And if he had to fight like a dragon or anything up in the skies, that would also help. On top of that, he does have a Celestial Wizard, so he's going to be going with the Wind Blast, Curse of the Midnight Wind, which is going to be pretty powerful. Lowers armor and melee attack. I think Wild Riders have some armor. Let's go ahead and take a look. So Wild Riders over here, yeah, they have 40 armor, so it'll put them to 0, which is going to make them very, very buttered up for the Reichsguard and the heavy cav of the Empire. And also when you go with Toddy, you don't have to bring Lore of Life. That's kind of the thing about Karl Franz, is that he is a little bit of a glass cannon, because obviously he doesn't have any way of healing himself. So being able to, you know, have Toddy heal himself really opens up other winds of magic. In the front line, it's going to be a combination of Spearmen and Swordsmen. Pretty solid stuff, honestly. Swordsmen will trade efficiently with Eternal Guard, and yeah, they do the trick. State troops are very, very decent in this matchup. In the back, we got 2 more Flagellants. The Flagellants will, they'll do their thing for Sigmar, and what's really cool about Flagellants is they're unbreakable. So if you have a high-value gun unit, like the Silver Bullets, for example, you're going to be able to defend them with the Flagellants and have, I wouldn't say indestructible, it's quite the opposite, but unbreakable pocket there. For the Cav, he does have a ton of Cav. He's got Empire Knights here, and I think he has some sort of sneaky Vanguard action going on. So Reichsguard here, Empire Knights, and then on the far side of the map, he does also have Toddy, so maybe he's looking for some sort of Vanguard action. Empire Knights here, and more Empire Knights or Reichsguard. So 2 and 2. 2 Reichsguard, 2 Empire. So pretty solid army here for the forces of Rightist and for Felkon. So Felkon does have Dryads here. He also has Sisters of Thorn and Wild Riders, so he's going to be going with a very heavy Cav force, trying to contest. Now, I think Wild Riders probably still could beat Empire Knights. I mean, their stats are just much better. 34, 29, 42 compared to... It's going to be close, though. The armor is just so nice. And if you look at the armor piercing values on these guys, they have 42 weapon strength, but only 14 of that is armor piercing. So it's pretty low. He does have the Sisters of Thorn, however, who do have the Curse. That can help out in the Cav fight, and also the Shield of Thorns gives 22% physical resist. So with that buff, I mean, the Wild Riders will definitely beat Empire Knights, but I don't know about Reichsguard. Should be interesting. Got a big dragon, big boy dragon up here in the skies, and it's going to be the Glade Lord, so the male version, who has the Helm of Discord, and this catches a lot of people off guard. Very off-meta stuff here. I like this quite a bit, and hey, I'm working on the beard. I'm working on it. The Helm of Discord is going to be lowering melee attack and melee defense, so if there's like a big blob fight with all the Cav, this is going to be huge. Plus, Call of the Wild gives melee attack, so this is a very cool build from Felkon. I'm excited to see if it can do well against the Empire Heavy Cav. He does also have a Spellsinger with the Lore of Life, War Dancers, and 2 groups of Eternal Guard. Pretty solid stuff. Start when ready. No need to wait for me once in game. Yes. The time is now. Here we go. And yeah, the battle's underway. So this is game 1. In today's stream, it's going to be a best of 7 between these 2 gentlemen. So you're going to be getting to see a lot of diversity in builds and see kind of the range of their playstyle, which is going to be very fun. So over here, we do have the Empire Cav in the Forest, the Reichsguard, and the Celestial Wizard. They need to be careful. I mean, these Wild Riders and the Sisters of Thorn are very fast. I mean, they're going to be able to chase down these Reichsguard if there's no reinforcements nearby. Now, there are some Empire Knights. They're going to be pulling back here at the last second. They're probably going to get poisoned by the spear tips of these Sisters here. You can see their leadership is getting tanked a little bit, but they're not taking too much damage. Maybe they're going to stay and fight. So it looks like Harmonic Convergence is going to go down, and he's just kind of forcing the issue. But a Wind Blast could do some substantial damage in this big blob. When a big Wind Blast cast... Oh, no! That Wind Blast tore up these Sisters of Thorn and the Wild Riders here. But nonetheless, I think with the dragon, these Reichsguard are pretty much doomed. So the big Forest Dragon's going to be jumping in here. A very different style of play from the Wood Elves from what we're used to seeing with a bunch of missile cap. Things like that and missile units in general. So the big dragon comes in here. It looks like he got stuck on the tree, but the Reichsguard of the Empire completely routed. Now, it wasn't a complete wash. He was able to do some pretty good damage. These Wild Riders here and these Sisters also took a huge Wind Blast. And I mean, I think that the Wood Elf still came out a little bit ahead, but nonetheless, it's not something that's going to be game-breaking here. So the Celestial Wizard here is going to be hiding, and it looks like the Imperial forces are going to be getting their bearings and turning to face this Wood Elf rush force, which is pretty aggressive here. So as far as the Cav reserves, there's going to be some Empire Knights here, Reichsguard here, and one more group of Empire Knights. So he should be up to the task. He just needs to make sure that he does not lose this Celestial Wizard on a little bit of a dangerous position. So there are some Empire Knights, so in total he did have 5 groups of Cav. Those Reichsguard are going to be completely shattered and chased off the battlefield here. And you can see the Spellsinger with the Lore of Life is going to be prodding into the forest to see what they can find. Ooh, and an Awakening of the Wood. Some Wood Awakening going on, which does have a slow, puts him down to 35 speed. And it looks like he's going to try and catch. Man, he is being so aggressive with his force here, chasing down the Empire Knights. But Rightist is going to be having some spears and guns nearby. So obviously the Wood Elves aren't going to be wanting to take this one. So Toddy's up in the sky. I'm not sure what Toddy's going to be doing. He's probably going to be going over here to help. He definitely needs to. Oh, look at this. Wood Elf rush force. Just blitzing out of the trees. That's so cool to see a bunch of Wild Riders just coming out of the forest, right? But the spears are going to surge forward. They're going to be able to probably intercept these guys, but the spears weren't braced, so Felkon comes in with a very juicy charge, gets some free damage, with the Reiksguard coming in with another huge charge with the Empire Knight support Celestial Wizards here, and Toddy is going to have to come and help out here. This is going to be a huge battle. Earthblood going down, and you can see that the Dryads are coming in, the Dragons coming in. He probably still has his Helm of Discord, I would imagine, which is going to be a massive debuff. Look at that. The Curse, their melee attack is literally at 0, so massive debuffs coming in from the Wood Elves, but Toddy is coming in for sweet vengeance. There's also going to be some heavy Overwatch fire coming in from the guns, and a lot of the Imperial armies just heavily out of position, just kind of waiting in here, right? So the Empire Knights completely buckled off by the Helm of Discord. The state troops are wavering. They're probably going to get terrified here by the Dragon. The Empire Knights are just getting really beat up, but now the state troops are going to come in, and the Wood Elves, you know, have also taken a beating. The Dryads here and the Wild Riders and everyone else is not in the best shape, but Toddy's alive, and Toddy's going to need to do some huge damage, maybe go after the Glade Lord, or at least take out the Sisters of Thorn over here. So in the meantime, the Flagellants are going to be supporting the Silver Bullets, who unfortunately are a little bit obstructed by these guys. So yeah, you can see right here, Rightist is going to realize that. He's going to scoot forward, and now that juicy Overwatch fire is going to start going in and taking some damage off the Glade Lord, which is pretty good. Celestial Wizard is still in pretty good shape, but the Wood Elf, it looks like they're going to be taking their mobile force, getting a very juicy Earthblood, which is going to be topping off the Wild Riders of Kurnus. So the Wild Riders of Kurnus have the Guardian ability. That means the Glade Lord is going to get some pretty juicy healing from that. And the guns are going to be shooting up in the sky, and they're getting some good shots, but a nice little breath attack coming in and just melting those Flagellants. Man, that is pretty nasty. So yeah, you can see the Imperial forces, aside from the Flagellants, are definitely buckling here. But Rightist does have some reserves, and it looks like a nice countercharge coming in from his last groups of the Reiksguard here, which are going to intercept the Wood Elf force as they try and advance on the Silver Bullets. Are some of them going to get through? It doesn't look like it. The Reiksguard were able to successfully pin them down, and Toddy is now in the pits fighting. I think there's some spears in here. Yeah, there's some Eternal Guard, and I think there's one group of like Azrai spears somewhere in the back. No, it's all Eternal Guard. But it's actually a very close fight. Both players making some really nice charges on one another, but yeah, this is going to be the last hold of the Empire. The Empire needs to hold back this Wood Elf force, get some really good saturated fire here from these Silver Bullets. And Toddy's doing a good job with his healing. He's actually taking a ton of HP off this Glade Lord right here. But there is still this healer, so this is certainly anyone's game. The Spearmen holding very valiantly against this Wood Elf blob. There's still a healthy group of swordsmen, and Rightist playing a very kind of onion style of play, right? You know, he doesn't commit all of his forces at once. He kind of just sends them in with layers right there. But it looks like there's going to be Eternal Guard getting into the back, which is going to be pretty bad. I mean, it's going to force the Silver Bullets to run at the very least. And there are some state troops pulling back to help, and the Reiksguard are actually wavering. And just a massive force of Wood Elves are just coming, and they're going to be getting a huge charge into these retreating troops. So very good stuff by Felkon here, just chasing down these riding troops, and whenever the Spearmen aren't braced. And that's a really good lesson to take away from this game. Whenever you're playing against spears, if they are not braced, don't be afraid to charge them with your cav. You're going to punish them as soon as you can, pull back at least, as long as you don't stay in saturated combat, you're going to be in pretty good shape. Up here in the skies, Toddy looks like he's going to be going after the Glade Lord, which is definitely a good choice. Very even game. If anything, there might be a slight bounce of power advantage for the Wood Elves, but it is very slight. I mean, this Glade Lord's getting low. There's still some healing. Sisters of Thorn, of course, with some nice poison Overwatch fire. But it looks like the Empire's getting a little bit beleaguered here. Once the Silver Bullets get taken offline, and it looks like they're not going to be able to hold back this tide of the Wild Riders and the Spearmen, just all these different troops. But the Glade Lord, as far as HP, has 1,400. Toddy is about 3,000, but Toddy is kind of getting swarmed a little bit. He's getting poisoned by the Sisters, and it looks like he might go in for a charge here. Felkon, oh man, he had a pretty good opportunity there, and he does take it. So he charges in, he gets a little bit of damage on Toddy, and it looks like the Dragon's going to be chasing as well. I mean, that is a lot of power. Toddy doesn't really have too much help. Oh, but the Empire Knights coming in like the Rohirrim from the distance, going to be charging into these Wood Elves with the rescue. I did not see those guys coming, and Toddy is able to escape. So that might have saved the Empire. Because I think if Toddy hadn't gotten away there, that would have just been game. But those Empire Knights with a really beautiful save. So it looks like Toddy is maybe going to be chasing down the Glade Lord right now. He does have the Harmonic Convergence, so that's going to be buffing up his stats pretty substantially. 73 and 67. We're going to see if he can butter that bread. He's getting in there, HP 1,450. Let's see if Toddy can get a hit. He gets a really nice hit, but there's just so many Wood Elves. The Wild Riders of Kurnus coming in, which is really nice. I mean, you rarely see those guys. And they're going to be giving Guardian to this Glade Lord. So now he has a massive amount of physical resist on top of everything. And you can see that Toddy is going to be fully surrounded. So the Boris is he's in a little bit of trouble in a very unorthodox Wood Elf build. I mean, normally you wouldn't think that the Wood Elves would try and fight Empire heavy cav with their own cav force, but with the Helm of Discord, the Call of the Wild, and the really good healing and, solid engagement choices and ambushes, it looks like he was able to pull out this game. So the first game, it looks like he's going to be going to Felkon, as Toddbringer and the remnants of the Empire are going to be routing off here. So the Swordsmen are going to be pushing it in, and yeah, pretty much before. So what a game. Well played to Felkon. That was an awesome game. Very unorthodox stuff. I mean, Toddy put up a great fight, but man, both players played well. Both players played well, but there was also that engagement in the beginning when the Wood Elves like super heavily committed their whole army, and like half of the Empire army had to rotate over to kind of get in that engagement, which was a little bit tricky. So yeah, it was a very... I would not have expected this build. I probably would have brought something similar to Rightist and would have you know, fallen to the same traps here. So that was a really, really solid play. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here as we get ready for game 2. Going to be game 1. Remember, it's best of 7. So at the very least, we have 4 games, but it's more than likely going to be like 5, 6, 7 in that. All right, so let's get Wookiee back up, and we're going to jump back to the lobby while the players pick their next army. I always get fooled when fighting Wood Elf with Empire, he says. Oh, yeah, great stuff. So, it looks like in this game, Rightist is going to be playing the Warriors of Chaos, and we're going to see what he's facing off against. Should be quite a bit of fun. Welcome, guys. Yeah, the charging was really good, and it's just a true testament that charging spears isn't necessarily going to cost you the game, right? Like, you can do it as long as they're not braced. That's definitely something that, you know, in the beginning when I first started playing, I was like, why would you ever charge spears with cav? They're just going to get braced and, you know, taken down. But in reality, like, if they're not braced or they're running, like, don't be afraid. You're going to get a ton of value because typically spear units like Eternal Guard and Wild Riders, they have pretty low armor values. So that was, yeah, Felkon had some really good play for sure. He microed incredibly. Very controversial stuff here, guys. Very controversial stuff. So this is just the best of 7 showdown, just kind of out of the blue. This is something we used to do on the channel in the early days. Hypnotize, thank you, man. He says, everyone drop a like and support the Turin. Hypnotize, thank you again for the $20 donation. You actually donated a fat 50 before as well, a couple days ago. So, man, I just want to sincerely thank you for supporting the channel. It does mean a lot, my friend. So, yeah, this is going to be something I used to do, but I want to do it more often. Just kind of grabbing players who are of equal skill and just pitting them against each other. You know, competitive players, because it really shows you guys a lot of different builds. So, for example, if you're trying to improve on ladder and you're like, hey, how do I play the Chaos versus Lizardman matchup? Maybe you'll have seen it here, and, you know, you can get a little bit of advice on that. I think it's pretty fun. Yeah, it's a little easier to coordinate, too, because you only have to, you know, work with 2 people's schedules, whereas, like, tournaments, it's usually 4 to 8 people's schedules, and people drop out. So, these ones I can do more consistently, for sure. Ears will be shaken. Fields will be splintered. A sword day, a red day, and the Turin ride. Oh, that's great, Alexander. God, Lord of the Rings just gives me that nerd chub every time. I love it. I actually had a few friends over last night, and we were playing Magic, and we were all talking about Lord of the Rings for a while. It's great. So game 2 between Rightist and Felkon, guys. Chaos versus Lizardmen. This one usually does devolve into a bit of a monster mash. Now, usually Chaos is just going to go with a couple Shaggoths, and their infantry will do well. They go with Shaggoths, they go with Chaos Warriors, and then they go with a couple Chosen with Halberds usually, just to make sure Croc scores can't really, you know, perform well. And the Dinos have a couple ways to play it, however. The Slans with Banishment are really effective. You can go super wide with Skink Chiefs and you know, just dart down the Shaggoths. It actually works pretty well. Or you can go with the Monster Mash. Monster Mash is very effective, especially with the Slan support, with the Aura of Pretzel, as well as the double Feral Carnosaur, which again, cost 1,500 compared to the 2,000 of the Shaggoth. They trade very efficiently. So there's some really good options in this matchup for sure, guys. We're going to be seeing it. I do. The only format I actually play in Magic the Gathering is Commander. I mean, aside from Magic Arena, where I play Standard, but I play Commander. Right now I have a Rakdos, the showstopper, so I actually made a Rakdos deck. It is super bad, but I love playing it. I mean, I have a massive collection of Magic, but I like to make kind of, you know, more fun decks. Philip, thank you for the 10 Zlatis, man. Press like for Valia's protection. Thank you for the donation, man. My lovely wife Anna, who I miss dearly, is she's in Poland right now visiting her family, so she'll be back soon. Yes, we do have a champion of the Extreme Meme team here, huh? We do indeed. Yeah, I love Commander format. It's really fun. My favorite Commander deck of all time that I've ever had was Chainer. Chainer, the Dementia Addict, or I forget, like, I always get. But his name is Chainer. I've read the books. Dementia Master, sorry. Not Addict, I got that confused. But yeah, Chainer's a really fun Reanimator deck. I love Mono Black. Garland Green, how did your 40K with Italian go? Firstly, thank you for the donation. And secondly, any chance you got it? No, we did not record that one because we were playing at a local game store. And it was basically his first time playing 8th edition, so he was kind of learning the rules. It was a good game. It was great. I was able to barely edge out the game, but it was good. It was well fought. I mean, Italian did a great job. He had a really cool Blood Angels army, which wasn't even really complete yet. He just kind of put together whatever he had. So it's going to be a really good game next time. Yeah. Yes. Yeah, we have another head-to-head coming with Italian Spartacus. We just finished the last one, which was basically Cirtha Ek versus Throg. And, ready. Yeah, they're discussing the last match. But yeah, we finished the head-to-head, which was my dwarves versus his Norska, but Cirtha Ek ended up killing him. So so we're going to be starting another one, which is going to be my Beastmen. So I'm going to be playing Kazrak One-Eye facing off against his Bretonia. So it's either going to be King Lewin or Alberic for our next head-to-head. Yamat64 says, Turin, got my son playing 40k. He decided to play Chaos. I failed into getting him to be a nid with me. Hey, man, nothing wrong with Chaos. That's what I play. Good. You got a good son there. Fine decision. I love playing Chaos. I don't like using tactical view that much, actually. I don't know why. I just don't like it. Yeah. Yeah, Zach. I think she will eventually. Yeah. I think she'll get back to doing YouTube. She actually, Anna got really heavily into art and painting. So she's been like making, she's actually, for the Eternal Challenger League, I know a lot of you guys were asking about that. So I'll just tell you guys here on stream. The Eternal Challenger League is going to be February 9th, which is a Saturday at 11 o'clock, 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. The finals, the grand final. So it's a couple weeks from now. It's about a week and a half, give or take. Yeah, 2 weeks or so. But there's going to be a trailer coming out this week where, which is being made by Eric the Red, and it's going to be like promoting all the players and giving you the dates and the brackets and all that kind of fun stuff. So that'll be coming. So yeah, stay tuned for that, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Oh, they're looking for the map. Okay, 1 second here. Yeah, okay, so. Okay, do it. Altdorf outskirts it is. Gonna get him in there. It's go time. Yeah, Necrons are really fun. I actually love playing Necrons in Battlefleet Gothica, which I've been playing quite a bit. That game's really, really fun. It's so nice to get like another like well done 40k game, you know? So like so many like 40k games are just so haggard and like just like low budget and just, but you know, Gothica is really good. You can tell the people who made it like care about the game. An army painter would be cool in Total War Warhammer 2. I would dig that, but there's other features I would prefer they work on, you know, other than army painter, but yeah. Yes. So just some minor tweaks going in now that they have the maps, and I'm trying to remember if I have the map. Yeah, so Pillar of Bone will be next. Yeah, Black Legion is quite good in Warhammer 40k tabletop, actually, because Black Legion has the... well, firstly, Abaddon is quite good. He gives all Black Legion models fearless, so what you basically do with Abaddon, if you want to play Black Legion, is you run Abaddon, you run, like, a horde of cultists, Black Legion cultists. You run like, you know, even up like 80 of them is fine, or more. Some people run more, but you know, 40 to 80 is a safe. So he makes them unbreakable, which is one of their biggest issues. And on top of that, he makes it so they can move and fire rapid fire weapons as if they were assault weapons, I think. But yeah, it's really good because then you can use Tide of Traitors and Veterans of the Long War and just get so much crazy. Yes. All right, guys, it's time. Here we are with game 2. Second show match here between Felkon and Rightist. Currently, Felkon is up 1-0. A very, very solid first game there. And here we go. I'm growing out the haggard beard. I was telling people on the last stream that the reason I'm doing it is because when they start casting for the Lord of the Rings TV show, I want to be able to be an extra in it, you know? All right, guys, we have the great plan. The Lizardmen, who are going to be led by Felkon. I believe that's his favorite race. He's going to be facing off against Rightist, who's going to be using the Forces of Chaos, led by Kolek Signeater. Some hammers will be dropped. So let's go ahead and take a look at the Armies of Chaos here. And let me make sure the screen blockers... Like, I have, like, bad short-term memory sometimes. I'm like, did I get rid of the screen blocker? So, Kolek Signeater, he's going to be wielding the Star Crusher, which is going to make him pretty heavy metal if he's able to get that big, juicy attack in there. Final Transmutation going down as well from this Chaos Sorcerer on foot, actually. So he's on foot. Not going to be as easy of a target for Feral Carnosaurs and things like that. On top of that, the front line of Chaos is going to be a combination of Chaos Warriors with great weapons and the Mirror Guard. which is a solid choice. Mirror Guard are actually immune to psychology, and they will beat the brakes off Saurus. They just have really good combat stats. 43 and 58 and immune to psychology. Great. I also like the Chaos Warriors with Great Opens pick because Temple Guard are a somewhat common pick in this matchup against Shaggoths and whatnot. That's going to be really good. So solid picks from Rightist so far. Metalcaster, Marauder Horseman with throwing axes, and in the back 2 groups of Poison Hounds, obviously to chase down skinks. And he does also have 2 groups of Chaos Warriors with halberds, which a good choice. Good against Temple Guard, good against the Shaggoth, the big boys, all kinds of targets. And for the forces of the dinosaurs, it looks like he does have 2 groups of the Pterodon Riders. So at the very least, the Pterodon Riders should be able to fend off the throwing axes. Number 2, they're going to be sitting on the Shaggoths all day. And the standard Dragon Ogre Shaggoth, not Kolek, he only has 70 armor. So he's not like the worst target in the world, honestly, for these Pterodon Riders. In the front line here, we do have a combination of Temple Guard and Saurus Warriors, a couple Skink cohorts with Javelins, and Croxigors on the flank. And there's got to be something else I'm missing in this army. I feel like it's kind of small. He does have a Salon Mage with Light, so it looks like he has Nets, Foz, as well as Barona's Time Warp, which is going to give melee attack to all these guys in the front, and a Feral Carnosaur. So I really like this army quite a bit. It's not like super all in on the Monster Mash. It's actually going to be a little bit more defensive. So he can kind of sit behind these Temple Guard and these other troops and the Croxigors and use this Air Force with the Skink Chief to just kind of poke down the Shaggoth. So very, very solid build here from Felkon as well. Certainly could go either way. And we're going to be on the Altdorf outskirts. Not that either of these armies are looking to really hide anything. It's kind of just a brute force battle. But yeah, this Air Force is going to be really obnoxious for sure. I would, if I were, playing the Lizardmen and I had this army, I would just sit on that Shaggoth all day. I would just be like, just blow darting him into the Shadow Realm. I think that would be. It's like a semi-monster mash. I mean, there's some Croxigors, but Felkon only brought like one, large monster really. I mean, the Salon is a big thick boy, but he certainly doesn't count as like a big, large, powerhouse unit. Pretty big HP pool on Salons though. They do have 5,600. Yeah, so the Salon arguably had, 56, and wow, it's the same as that T-Rex. That's pretty crazy. Just forget that Salons are actually pretty tanky. So we got Temple Guard here in the front line. Looks like 3 of them in total. A couple Saurus with shields on the flanks. And Temple Guard, basically fight to the bitter end. And with Barona's Time Warp, they will actually probably beat these Chaos Warriors pretty handily. So Barona's Time Warp, of course, is going to be giving that melee attack to those guys, as well as speed, which isn't the most pertinent thing. So yes, Felkon is going to be playing the Dinos for anyone just joining, and Rightist is going to be leading the Hordes of Chaos. So here we go. Start whenever. Yes. Yeah, you guys. We should run polls in chat to see who people are polling for. But anyways, the forces of the dinosaurs. So the Pterodon Riders and the Skink Chief are going to be surging forward. Obviously doing a little bit of scouting here on the Chaos Army. Coffee here. Not that it helps with my throat being raspy, but I should probably have some water. Yeah, it's a pretty classical matchup for sure. I mean, Chaos and the Lizardmen have been kind of these eternal enemies, right? The Dragon Ogre Shaggoth Kolek raises the mighty Star Crusher up in the skies and is, giving a bit of a wary eye towards this Lizardman army. Although Kolek definitely has some crazy eyes. I mean, they basically lightning. But here come the Pterodon Riders, and it's going to really, press the issue. The Pterodon Riders, I mean, they could snipe the caster too. I mean, but the Chaos Sorcerer does have, heavy armor. He has 100 armor when he's on foot, and the Shaggoth has 70, and the Shaggoth is really going to be one of the bigger threats, I think. I mean, I don't know. Who's he going to go after? So, yeah, he's going to start poking the Shaggoth, I think. Yeah, just get those blow darts on those guys. I mean, he could... Oh, is he going to drop some rocks, too? No way. No way. Here comes the rock drops. Come on, Felkon. Don't disappoint us. Drop some boulders on the Mirror Guard. So, yeah, there you go. He's going to start darting down the Shaggoth here, and I'm sure the Horsemen with throwing axes are going to come out to intercept. But if the Pterodon Riders... Oh, look at that boulder drop on top of the Chosen with halberds, and it does some pretty good HP damage. I mean, not like it didn't kill any models, but that's no joke. That's probably like 500-600 HP right there, so that was pretty good. Pterodon Riders probably going to swarm in and go after the Marauder Horsemen here, I would imagine, or maybe they're just going to kind of fall back and keep shooting at the Shaggoth, but... Pretty cool little boulder drop right there. The first of the Skink cohorts are going to be dropping their javelins here on the Chaos Warriors, so those guys taking some hot javelins to the face. And from there, the Saurus are going to be rushing forward to fight those guys. Now, the Chaos Warriors should do well against Saurus. Saurus in general don't have the best armor-piercing values, plus their combat stats are a little bit low to boot, 29 and 34 against 36, 32. But maybe a little bit of poison support might help. So the Mirror Guard in the front line are going to be charging in and meeting these Temple Guard head-to-head, so just a bit of a pit fight. The Croxigors are also going to be going in, but then the big Shaggoths are also going to bull rush those Croxigors, and Shaggoths are pretty much a hard counter. But here comes the Carnosaur. The Carnosaur is in here as well. There's probably going to be a Barona's Time Warp going down, it looks like, so just a massive juicy buff to the stats. So Barona's Time Warp has been cast, Shield of the Old Ones, giving all those stats, but look at that, a massive overcasted Final Transmutation is going to be slapping the center pocket, hitting the Croxigors, hitting the T-Rex, hitting everyone. So both players getting a little bit of a jump on one another. Now, I would say this fight's going, man, yeah, this Shaggoth is getting whooped on pretty hard, but that Final Transmutation did a ton of damage. I mean, the Temple Guard are very tattered. Kroxigors were able to fall back, and it looks like they're going to be, moving up here, which is a good idea. Use them in an area where the Shaggoths aren't fighting. And the Temple Guard over here beating the brakes off these Chosen. Obviously, there was a banishment from the Slann, which was able to butter their bread a little bit, but man, these Temple Guard doing a beautiful job. Up in the skies, you can see the Skink Chief and the Pterodon Rider still just kind of moving about, but it looks like the Feral Carnosaur has been caught in a bit of a bad position. Time Warp does give him some speed, and also Felkon was able to use the Cold-Blooded to de-rampage him. So it looks like he's going to be turning around to fight the Shaggoth. A little bit of support from the Skink Chief, and over here the Toad is kind of rolling dirty. He's on his mobility scooter here, but unfortunately the Star Crusher has been popped. Ooh man, and this Feral Carnosaur is in the wrong neighborhood. He's going to be getting 2v1 pretty hard, and oh man, he got clubbed in the face by Star Crusher. He's going to be running. Are the Shaggoths going to be able to, oh man, get him? But it looks like the Feral Carnosaur does get away. He's very low with 300 HP, and Kolek's obviously going to be chasing that guy down. Now, as far as the other fights go, it looks like the Shaggoth is done for. So this is one of the nice things about Pterodon Riders, is Felkon can simply use these guys to chase off the Shaggoth and keep him from coming back. Over here, the Kroxigors do have their spanking paddles. They're going to be dropping some hot spanks here on these Chaos Warriors, and honestly, yeah, they're going to be able to win this fight. So if we look at the infantry fights across the board, it looks like the Dinos are doing very well. The Mirror Guard here in the middle have been punished. These Chosen are actually very beat up from fighting the Temple Guard. So Temple Guard are, something about them is they actually have a faster attack rate than other Halberd units. They trade pretty efficiently here with the Chosen, which is very, very solid. But the big Slann Mage is in some trouble. He doesn't have anything with high mass to protect him, which is always a little bit rough because Kolek can simply chase him down. But it looks like he's going to be dropping some sort of magic here. Barona's Time Warp does give him 43 speed, but Kroxigor's coming back. The Skink Chief is also going to be darting Kolek, but Kolek's going to be crushing some fat bananas right now. The Banana Slann is a little bit of trouble, but yeah, Kroxigor's piling in, and Chaos has kind of won this pocket down here, so the Chaos Warriors and Chosen are going to be coming back in. There are some Marauder Horsemen with throwing axes. Oh man, but this Big Daddy Kolek's going to be really tough, because in order to stop Kolek, you either have to net him or you need something with really high mass. What I would probably do if I were Felkon is maybe pull back the Kroxigors, and right as I say it, he does it. So Felkon grabs the Kroxigors, he swarms Kolek, which is a beautiful play because the Kroxigors have enough mass to pin him down. He uses the Faw's protection, he also uses the Time Warp to really juice up all of his troops, and now that these Kroxigors, if he can use those guys defensively to just keep Kolek off the Banana Slann, he should be in okay shape. The Skink Chief does decide to land for a moment and maybe attack these throwing axes, but he's immediately going to be pulling back. Obviously, he doesn't want to get beaten down by Kolek. Let's take a look at reinforcing troops. There are some Hounds coming back from the back of the battlefield. Over here we do have, there's some Skink cohorts, there's some Pterodon Riders, and another group of Pterodon Riders. So yeah, he needs to get these guys back in the battle. I mean, that's going to be super helpful. Chaos is starting to look a little bit tattered here. The Kroxigors are going to be spanking on the Chosen, and yes, Chosen are a really good answer against the Kroxigors with their halberds, but if they're fighting infantry as well, they're not really going to do that good. And the AoE buffs from the Great Plan, the dinosaurs here with the Aura of Pretzel and the Cold Blood getting rid of the Rampage on the Kroxigors has been very strong. Oh man, but this Slann is in such danger. Kolek's coming in, he gets a nice little chop there. It looks like the Slann is able to swiftly dodge that attack, and a massive banishment coming in. I don't know if it's going to hit his own troops. It looks like it might have gotten a couple of his own guys who do get terrified by Kolek. I can't blame him. Kolek's pretty scary. But the Chosen are all broken off, so very, very close fight. There's some Chaos Warriors coming back in. Kolek's pretty healthy. I think that if Chaos wants to win this game, they're going to have to kill the Banana Slann. Just get in there or Cycle Charge with Kolek and kill these Kroxigors. He needs to start buttering those guys up, because the Skink Chief plus the Pterodon Riders coming back, and this full health group of cohorts, even though it just is Skinks, it's going to give him bodies to kind of hold this Chaos Army in check. Ooh, but the Banana Slann's in a little bit of trouble. He's waddling away. He's very, very low. He has 500 HP. Kolek's coming for him. But the Kroxigors and the Poison Dart's doing very good, but a beautiful net coming down. So the Banana Slann is able to get a net on Kolek right here, pin him in place, and he is pretty danger low, guys. Kolek only has 1700 HP. He's taken pokes from Temple Guard, who of course have anti-large. He's lost about 200 HP since our last articulation there. You can see here that the Skink Chief is just going to be poking Kolek, so far, so good in that department. The Chaos Sorcerer here is going to be pinned down by the Pterodon Riders, and it looks like the Marauder Horsemen are going to be jumping in, so those Pterodon Riders pretty much doomed. But Big Daddy Kolek's in a little bit of trouble. I mean, Chaos is very, very tattered up here. 6 Mirror Guards still fighting, 30 Chaos Warriors with great weapons, but guys, the name of the game is going to be these Kroxigors. The Kroxigors with the shield of the old ones, giving them the leadership, rushing in there, beating down the hordes of Chaos. I mean, just giving them the straight up business right here, which is pretty insane. And a very, very close fight between these two very evenly matched opponents. So right here we do have the Metal Caster. The Metal Caster is going to be dropping, it looks like maybe Final Transmutation. It's too bad he didn't catch the Banana Slann, but that's going to do some heavy damage against the Kroxigors and Temple Guard. Oh, but it looks like Kolek, oh, he's able to get past the Kroxigors. Oh no, the Banana Slann's in trouble. Here comes the Star Crusher, and Star Crusher, it looks like he might have missed with that. The Banana Slann, of course, very quick on his mobility scooter here. And here it comes. Here comes the second swing, and down goes the Toad. So Kolek is able to put that guy in a can. And is that going to be enough, though? Is that going to be enough for Chaos to get back in the game? I mean, the Lizardmen still have a ton of stuff, and these Temple Guard are very healthy. Chaos has, like, nothing left, and there's still the Skink Chief up in the skies. And that's pretty much it, actually. So the Banana Slann is going to fly, but it looks like Kolek is going to be going down to the Kroxigors and the Skinks and just the numbers. And that's going to be game 2 for Felkon and the Great Plan. Yeah. That's pretty wild. What a game. So, I mean, very, very solid stuff from both players. Great builds. But the Temple Guard really performed super well, and that one Croxagore pick was really good. And what I normally build with Lizardmen is I go with the double Feral Carnosaur, but I think that's what Rightist was ready for. I think the fact that he had that annoying Air Force to kind of poke down the Shaggots and other targets was one of the big reasons he did so well. And those Temple Guard with the support of Light Magic, when you buff their melee attack, they become, you know, buzzsaws. They're really effective. So that was a really, really solid build right there. Great stuff. So let's go ahead and update the scoreboard here. We got 2-0 for Felkon. And we're going to be jumping into Game 3, and we're going to see if Rightist can get on the board in this next match. Yes. GG. Let me let him know it's best of 7 and not best of 3. Right, and yeah. Okay, Pillar of Bone is the next map. That was a really good map. The Clever Girls won. Yeah, well, that was a solid game. I think Felkon mains Lizardmen, so that's like his best race. Looks like Rightist is going to be going with the Tomb Kings. And we're on the Pillar of Bone for the next map, which is a very, very good multiplayer map. We're going to have High Elves versus Tomb Kings. We're going to see. Yeah, we're working on the beard. Welcome. We got Lore Master of Sotek in here. We got some familiar faces. The Skink Chief is a beast, especially, I mean, double Skink Chief just sitting on Shaggots is very, very powerful. It's very, very good. Oh, man. Thank you guys so much for joining today. I'm going to grab some water here in a second. Hey, Joseph. How's it going? You're from Fort Hood, Texas? I believe, yeah, right on, man. Welcome. Felkon mains monsters. It would appear so. I'm going to grab some water real quick, guys. Oh boy, look at that. Rasmus coming in. Rasmus with the fat donation says, thanks for all the great content and helping me stay awake while I try to get my feverish son to sleep. Well, I hope your son feels better, man. Send in my thoughts, and yeah, hopefully the stream helps you guys out a little bit. Go time. All right, so the mic's good. No drama with the microphone. God, I was getting so mad this morning with it. So angry. Yeah, make sure to drop a like on the stream when we have these downtime in between games. It certainly helps out quite a bit. Zach, thank you, man. Thank you, thank you. Yeah, we got to play some really fun Commander games last night. So I put together a Rakdos deck, and it's not competitive, but it's very fun. It runs a lot of like very chaotic cards that like screw me over too, like a Havoc Festival, and it's just insane. So Sotek explains that the reason why Slans disappear when they essentially lose all their HP is because they teleport to safety. Yeah, pretty cool. So the Slans never die. The Banana Slan's fine. Banana Slan is fine. We got the great Dob Plays in here too. Saw him up above. Lurkin. And Rasmus, thank you again so much, man. Way from a sleep European, I thank you. Yeah, it's really funny. A lot of people have messaged me and been like, yeah, I go to sleep to your content. I'm like, oh, like I guess that's a compliment. Because I do the same thing. I'll watch battle reports, like tabletop battle reports, and like just put on like after 15 minutes of just hearing someone like talk about their like, you know, enrolling the die, I just pass out. I just pass out. It's like the best sleeping aid ever. Neil, I have played Modern in the past, but I live in Southern California now, or else maybe I'd consider joining you guys, but Greenskins are really good. Yeah, I think a lot of people say Greenskins are weak, but I think Greenskins are an extremely competitive faction. They're very, very solid. They're a little bit harder to play, though. They're low leadership, and they're very susceptible to having their lord sniped. So there's some give and take on that. But nonetheless, I think Greenskins are very, very solid. So Rightist coming out with a pretty solid build. I see it here. I'm liking it quite a bit. So the Wood Elves, or no, the High Elves. Looks like High Elves are playing. I know that the spectator mode was giving me some issues before, so I think it's actually being fixed in the Festhog update. So I was having some crashing with that. Yeah. Thanks, Tom. Thanks. Yeah, and if you guys have any questions regarding lore, we have the lore master himself in chat. So he's definitely going to be a good lad to discuss that with. Yeah, greenskins are a very high skill cap faction, very micro intensive. I mean, you can play greenskins very like brutish. You can just get like black orcs or blorks as people call them, and just get like monsters and push forward and just use the wall and try and grind people out. But I think greenskins really shine with like a very wide army. Using black orcs as a core is very good, but I think their other troops are also very efficient. I'm looking forward to seeing just how all of the chaos factions get fleshed out. If I have no idea, like I think I would love to see like a Nurgle army, things like that. Yes, yes. Yeah, the Primal Instincts, I mean, it wasn't that punishing, though. Last game, Felkon was able to use the Cold Blood from the Slann and the Skink Chief to really take care of those guys and make sure they came back. So, or anytime. Turin, do you think we will get some love anytime soon? I don't know. I would imagine so. I mean, as far as, I mean, I know Three Kingdoms comes out pretty, like, in a couple months. I don't even know what the, let me Google the release date of Three Kingdoms, hold on. Three Kingdom, peace. What does it say? Okay, March 7th. Damn, that's really soon, actually. So I would imagine we probably won't get anything till after that, but maybe shortly after? Yeah, that would be my guess. What's up, Static? Static Roach? Desai. Yeah, so Tomb Kings vs. High Elves. Let's talk a little bit about the matchup before we get going. So it can become a little bit of a monster mash. The Sphinxes can end up fighting dragons, and but High Elves got some really good tools. This actually used to be, a very tough matchup before the Queen of the Crone because, well, I guess that wasn't really, that doesn't make sense. You guys get what I'm saying, because pre-Queen of the Crone, the High Elves didn't really have answers for big targets, but now they have Sisters of Averlorn and a couple other really good options. On top of that, to deal with constructs, you can use the double nobles who have really good armor piercing. Tyrion also got a really nice buff to his armor piercing, so Tyrion isn't a bad choice either. I love Tyrion in this. Like, he's hard to snipe. He has great AP against the constructs. He can kill any of the Tomb King's lords with ease. And Sun Fang is super good against like Tomb Guard and things like that. So there's some really good options for the High Elves. Now for the Tomb Kings, I would probably recommend Arc in the Black. Arc in the Black using the Fate of Buna is super good against like Dragon Princes and elite infantry in general. Spirit Leech always is competitive, and from there, Scorpions are really good against the infantry. Necrosphinx and then Tomb Guards with Halberds are usually very solid as well. I'm excited to see how they play this matchup, guys. It's going to be a lot of fun. Going to be a lot of fun, and here we go. Game 3. Currently, Felkon is up 2-0. We're going to see if Rightist can pull it back here. We're going to see how it's going. And yeah, someday if I ever get my damn Gimp hands fixed, I will gladly play in these on my channel. I'll just have people on and I'll play the best of 7s. Unfortunately, it's a little bit tough for me to play more than 3 or 4 games a day, so someday, my friend, someday. Oh, that's some good-ass water, I must admit. All right. I don't know why I'm, like, out of breath today. More Doritos. All right, here we go. And let's go ahead and get rid of the screen blocker. Sometimes if I minimize, like, while they're loading in, for some godforsaken reason, it, like, crashes the game, which sucks. So, let's take a look at the armies of Rightist. So for Rightist, for his leadership kit, it looks like we're going to have Arc in the Black, and he's not going to be on his Cackling Chariot. He's actually going to be on foot, which makes him a bit of a tougher target, actually, for like nobles and dragons and monsters. So that's the thing. Caster Footlords actually aren't terrible. They can be pretty niche and like can actually do a pretty good job, but Footlords who don't have magic usually kind of suck pretty bad. But Arc in the Black, Spirit Leech, Soulblight, Fate of Buna, of course the Sword and the Libra Mortis, all pretty good stuff, and a Necrotect, which I think is a really good choice. He does have a Tomb Scorpion plus a Necrosphinx, so having the healing for those guys is going to be super valuable. 2 groups of Skeleton Horsemen, which is pretty good. At the very least, you can chase off skirmishers, you can rear charge archers. It gives you mobility, which I think is just going to be nice. Even if they don't like, yeah, and like, I mean, this matchup could be pretty good. I mean, the Skeleton Horsemen could get into the back line and go after the Sisters, so yeah, I mean, they'll lose in melee, but at least they'll kind of shut those guys down temporarily, which is pretty good. In the front line, it's going to be Tomb Guards with Halberds, which are a great frontline troop. They have really good defensive stats, 47 melee defense, armor piercing, anti-large, and yeah, they just hold all freaking day, which is going to allow your other troops to really do the heavy lifting. Arc in the Black, Necrotech, like I said. In the Forest, we do have a couple of groups of Skeleton Archers. It looks like 2, 3, so 3 of those. They could do okay against the Sisters. Sisters have 180, though, to their 160, but nonetheless, I mean, it's a nice little pick here. They can shoot at the White Lines. They can shoot at the Leadership. Those guys should be pretty good. But again, the Sisters could focus them down, but if the Sisters focus the Skeleton Archers, then the Constructs are going to be running wild. But man, that is a lot of firepower on those Constructs, which is going to be pretty spooky. In the back, we got Skeleton Horsemen in the Vanguard, and that is pretty much it. Now, for the forces of Felkon, Felkon has a secondary line, which is going to be all Sisters. So Sister up in here, straight up like 90s Disney action going on. So these guys are ready to party. They have great armor piercing. They're going to be able to burn down pretty much any target they focus, but they're very expensive too. So the rest of the army is going to be a little bit leaner because of that. White Lions are a great choice in this matchup. They can pretty much beat all the Tomb King infantry, and they also do give you a little bit of extra armor piercing. And this is one of the matchups in which I think they're quite cost effective. On top of that, we have a Light Caster, which is, if you're going this heavily in archers, like just going balls deep in the, balls deep. Yeah, anyways, you want to get nets, right? So you can like pin down those targets. It's going to be pretty good. Spearmen on the flank, Spearmen. In the back, we got more Spearmen. One group of Silver Helms and a Noble. So he does have some nice anti-large here, and he does have a Lithanar. Oh my god, he has a Lithanar, guys! How can we miss this? The funds for this showdown are standard ladder. Pretty much everything I'm doing with this channel, except for the 2v2s, is going to be standard ladder competitive funds. A Lithanar, the Shadow King, guys, is going to be making an appearance here against the Necro Sphinx, and he's actually going to be really good against that Sphinx. A Lithanar has huge armor-piercing damage on his bow, so good luck, good luck. Wow. Felkon coming in with a Lithanar, the Shadow King, in a competitive showdown. I am very excited to see how this goes. Yeah. I don't know, guys. Lithanar taking his first downtown shot. Felkon definitely wants to have him on manual fire, so he's not wasting ammunition against these kind of targets. But it looks like, yeah, I would definitely go after the Necro Sphinx. Just sit on it. And you can see immediately Rightist is like, oh boy, I better get back. So the Moonbow coming downtown, and it looks like it's going to be slapping Arkin the Black in the face. So Arkin takes a huge Lithanar bolt to the face. And Lithanar is going to be hiding behind, or Arkin is going to be hiding behind these Tomb Guards with halberds, which is a good choice. But the Shadow King, he's going to be hunting, guys. So the first volley of the Sisters coming in, getting massive blasts on Arkin the Black. And oh my god, did Arkin just get knocked over by the bow fire? I've never seen that before. So the Sisters, just the pure impact of their bows actually knocking him over. So the first volley's coming in. Looks like he might be going after the Necrotechs, but right here, Rightist is doing a very good job hiding him amongst the halberds, which are taking a ton of the fire. But oh man, he's going to get melted. That is some insanity right there. So the front line engagement is underway. White Lions should be able to beat Tomb Guard with halberds. Oh my goodness, look at this. This Necrotech is getting his bread buttered so bad. He's just getting melted. Oh my god, the Sister's doing so much damage. Just beautiful. And that Necrotech is gone. Just in the can. I cannot believe the damage output. But anyways, Rightist is going to be coming in the back here with the Skeleton Horsemen trying to get a nice little jump. And now the Skeleton Archers are going to be trading into the Sisters, which is a very effective trade. In the meantime, Skeleton Spearmen are going to need to pull forward. The White Lions here are going to be pushing forward. And yeah, these Skeleton Spearmen, yeah, they need to get up here and intercept these guys. But anyways, the Mage with Light is going to be pushing in. And it looks like the Necro Sphinx is going to be getting intercepted by the Noble. And all of the focus fire from the Sisters is now going to be jumping onto the Sphinx, who does not have the healing from the Necrotech. So, oh man, this is not good at all. This Necro Sphinx is just getting pounded out by these troops right here. And there's a couple troops in reserve, I think. It looks like there's some spears in the back. And the Shadow King, of course, providing his massive Overwatch fire. I wish we could really see like the damage output he had. But anyways, Rightist does a pretty good job getting his Skeleton Horsemen into the back line. He's able to disrupt the Sister line. One of the group of the Sisters of Averlorn is 100% offline, and the Skeleton Archer is really doing a beautiful job. If Rightist can maybe switch his focus fire and take out another group of Sisters, he's going to be in okay shape. But yeah, his Constructs and his high-value targets just getting pounded by those high-elf missiles. I mean, that is just sheer punishment. So much damage coming in. So the Skeleton Warriors have been summoned by Arkin the Black, but he's a little bit low right now, and the Sisters are going to be falling back behind the cover of spears. They do have better range than the Skeleton Archers, so they can take advantage of that, and it looks like these Silver Helms at the back are just going to be chasing down these Skeleton Horsemen, and yeah, Skeleton Horsemen are meant to fight like Skirmisher Cav and other units like that. A nice Faded Buna going down, so the Faded Buna is going to be slapped on the Sisters. We'll do some, serious damage, but losing that Necro Sphinx plus the Necrotech like that quick in the game is going to be really, really painful for sure. Arkin the Black is at half health. And if the Sisters are able to get like a really nice volley on him, maybe, but a very good summon coming in from Rightist, so he's certainly not giving up here. So the Ushabti in the back are going to be fighting against Silver Helms, which might open up pressure from other angles, but it doesn't look like it. And the Sisters look like they have stabilized, and a little bit dangerous because Arkin the Black's in open field right now. So if they can get a net on Arkin and maybe focus him down, that could be extremely disastrous for the Tomb Kings. Yeah, so you can see they're going to be switching on to Arkin, who is going to be hiding amongst his skeletons, but he's a little bit overextended. You can see Arkin the Black here getting his bread buttered a little bit. Net of Amnitalk has been dropped on him, but it looks like the Noble has been taken out for the High Elves. In the meantime, some of the white lines in the back have been taken out, and it looks like Rightist does have this Tomb Scorpion in the back, which he's been hiding. So yeah, he's definitely going to want to get that engaged. Just have it go kill these white lines. That should be a very, very easy matchup for it. But looks like Arkin the Black is being taken out by the Shadow King. Elithanar, as well as his sisters, are doing a great job here. And Arkin the Black is going to be getting that bread buttered super hard. So you can see he's just getting pounded by Withering Fire from the High Elves. Just insane damage coming in. And that's going to be all she wrote there. Man, that was crazy. Yeah, the bow shopped you would have won that game. If he had brought Ushopti with great bows, they would have pounded those sisters like just so hard. But cool build from Felkon. Sisters of Avalorn did a great job. I mean, that was a really cool build with the Lithanar, and I know Felkon loves the Lithanar because he's done that. We played Felkon and I used to play a lot of scrims against each other, and the Lithanar is like one of his favorite picks, and sometimes it does catch you off guard. Yeah, it's pretty wild for sure. That's game 3. Remember, it is a best of 7, so if Felkon wins this, that's going to be a 4-0. But again, Rightist certainly has a chance to come back here, and we're going to see what he picks for his next game. Let's go ahead. Get Wookiee blocking, and we're good. Tower. That Elvish Focus Fire was nasty. Oh my god. Yeah. Ulthuan triumphs once more. I'm not sure, Luca. How does that phrase, which turn always says? You mean, and that's all she wrote? Well, I think Rightist pulled back his Scorpion so it wouldn't be killed by the Focus Fire from the archers. Yeah. And then I think he pulled it back to make sure it wouldn't be sniped, but then may have forgotten to re-engage it for a little while. It was fighting in the beginning. I saw it fighting a little bit, but I think he was just being very conservative with it. Yeah. They're going to be switching to the Tower of Hoth. It looks like we have greenskins here. So it's going to be greenskins versus... I'm not sure what Felkon's playing. I don't think he's picked his next race yet, so... No, these aren't the finals. This is just a standalone stream. Yeah. This is just kind of a standalone thing. I'm going to be having these more often, maybe a couple during the week as well, where I just grab 2 people and we just go fisticuffs and we just, you know, have showcases. You guys get to see some cool builds. Oh yeah, I'd be excited for Chaos Dwarfs for sure. Oh man, Greenskins versus Norska. Now this is a matchup that I think favors the Greenskins a little bit, but not by much. I actually have a really good Norska build here in this matchup where you just use Marauder Champs and Throg Daddy, and it does pretty good. No, Gary, that's more a question for Sotek. I have no idea. I have no idea. To answer your question regarding my channel name, it's just my middle name. That's it. The Turin is just my middle name, and I was just like, oh, I'm super creative. Let's just name it after something. My name. Just go with that. But I'm a huge fan of Tolkien. I've read Silmarillion and all his work. So. Oh man, I'm still waking up, guys. I need some more coffee. God damn. The spark to buy biscuits for your dog. Well, thank you. I actually was at the pet store yesterday, but next time I go, I'll buy him some treats in your honor, Spark. So thank you for the donation, man. I really appreciate it. That is certainly enough to buy. That $7 is enough to buy him some biscuits. Oh my goodness. I'm really eager to see what Rightist does. He's on the ropes right now, you know, but he's going to be bobbing and weaving. I think he's ready to go. Waugh for the likes. I'm going to go get some more water. God, why do I feel like I just got like beaten up last night? Oh. I returned, my friends. Oh. Oh, little Nurgling's doing pretty good. He's on all his medicines, and Wookiee's doing better. He's doing better, yeah. Greenskins versus Norska. I mean, Black Orcs are just so good here. But typically what you're going to see from Norska, at least in my experience, is I usually just bring like 4 Marauder champions and then just spam Famir, and then have a couple like Norskin Hounds to chase down the Greenskin skirmishers, and it does pretty damn good. But Greenskins have a ton of options here. I'm really eager to see what Rightist ends up doing. I don't know if I've seen him play Greenskins, actually. Actually, I played Greenskins against his Greenskins the other day, but we'll see what he brings against the mighty Felkon. Yeah, the Goblin Laser build, it could be. Salty Saxon. So we're just doing a best of 7 stream between Rightist and Felkon. And if you guys want, yeah, I'm trying to think. If it ends now, it depends on the length of this game, but it's only been going for about an hour, so we're pretty young here in the stream. But I suppose it could be a quick one, and I could just go record some videos for you guys. I actually need to catch up on that. Maybe we'll just do that. Raw cauliflower. I don't know what that means, but thank you for the 13. Is that some sort of localized slang that I don't understand? Trolls can actually do okay here. They're a little bit risky because Famir with Great Weapons can spank them quite badly, but regular Famir actually don't do the best against Trolls. So yeah, we're gonna find out. I'm actually relatively happy with the current factions. I think that I would like to see, of course, the DLC for the Lizardmen and the Skaven. From there, I can make judgment calls. But yeah, I'm sure Creative Assembly will do things for the old factions. I would imagine so. Yeah. Who knows? We'll find out. I hope they do. Yeah, Greenskins, I don't know. Sotak could maybe answer that. Oh, Dosh is cash? Okay. Is it Dosh or Dosh? Yeah, anyways, I've never heard that before. Oh, it just means money? Yeah, thank you, man. Thank you. I've been to the UK a couple times, actually. What is this? Is there an AI added in there? I think you accidentally clicked that. Oh, I think he's taking a look at something on the Norskin roster. He's like, what does that unit do? Yeah, the players can do that if they want. They can open up another AI and look at armies. Well, Randy Savage, I went back and watched a couple streams with Randy Savage, and the issue with him actually speaking is that what people were doing is they were, you know, he would play during the battles when I was giving commentary, and there would be like a full 15 seconds of commentary you just couldn't hear because Randy Savage would be like, oh yeah, cream of the crop, you know, just like, and it's pretty great. Yeah. Great. No, both players are allowed to look at other lists. It's not cheating at all. If Felkon wanted to, I've told them they can open it up here and just take a look at the faction they're playing against. Because, you know, if you're forgetting what a unit does or something. Yeah, Greenskins are more... I wouldn't say they're... I mean, inevitably, their actions are perceived as evil by, like, the Empire. And yeah, but they are kind of malicious. I mean, like, they're spiteful, too. Like, yeah, it's just kind of in their nature to fight, to, like, reproduce, basically, with their spores and everything. But, yeah, they do have a little bit of malicious nature to them, especially the goblins. So I mean, that could be perceived as evil for sure. Yeah, they kind of are, right? Like if they just fought, but they're also like a little malicious, like especially the goblins when they like torture, like lay traps, and there's all kinds of stuff. I don't know. Sotek could answer that a little bit better. I'm learning the lore just now, so I've been reading Gotrek and Felix. I'm on Demon Slayer right now, the 3rd book, and also I've read a couple of the dwarf books because dwarves are my favorite in Warhammer Fantasy. So I read a couple dwarf books as well from the Masters of Stone and Steel Omnibus, which is badass. If you guys are dwarf fans, just go get that book. The Masters of Stone and Steel is so goddamn awesome. There's a story with Grombrindle called Grudgebearer. God, it is so pimp. Like, Grombrindle, whenever the dwarf, there's a couple scenes where dwarves are, like, losing a battle or just being overwhelmed, and Grombrindle just comes in with the steel chair and just, like, crushes these enemies. God, he's so cool. Grombrindle's so cool in the books. Yeah. Yeah, Gobos are evil, orcs just like a good fight. Okay. Yeah, based on our morality, sure. It's a culture thing. Yeah, make sure to drop a like if you guys are enjoying the stream, please. It does help out quite a bit. I like Rightist build quite a bit. I think it's solid. I think he has a solid build. I love that Felkon used as a Lith and R. It's pretty wild. Black Orcs are so cool. The way their armor looks is so... Yeah, I heard the War of Vengeance books are quite good. Yeah. Orcs were based on football hooligans? Is that true? That's pretty great. I didn't know that. I didn't know that, my friends. Oh, man. I need to get some, like, better sleep. Skaven are just hungry for cheese. Skaven are definitely, like, the cackling villains. You guys know, like, how in, like, those old archaic, like TV shows, there's always, like, the villain with the mustache and he's, like, twirling it, you know, like, like, that's what Skaven are. Skaven are just, like, the mustache twirling, like, maniacs who always get foiled and always fail, except in the end times, apparently, but... I mean, they succeed sometimes, but when it really matters, they generally screw themselves over with their greediness or their backstabbing or something like that. Yeah, I typically trust these guys not to stream snipe. I mean, they're good people. I mean, you have to, because I need to explain to you guys that that there's a Vanguard unit. I don't want to. So, Lore Master of Sotek says Games Workshop did design greenskins after European soccer hooligans. Yes. Oh my god, that's so funny. All right, anytime. I like Rightist builds quite a bit. Solid. Get some more water. The dwarf book I would recommend, you should get the omnibus of the Masters of Stone and Steel, and the specific book is called Grudge Bearer. It was my favorite one. The Doom of Dragonback's really good, but it's also kind of sad. Oh, yeah. That's the good stuff right there, my friends. That's the good stuff. I'm pretty sure there was a book about Skarsnik. I'm not sure. Yeah. I mean, look, Grudgebearer doesn't have, like, some, like, super, like, in-depth, like... It's relatively speaking a short story, but... What I love about it is the thematics, because it kind of explains the decline of Dwarven civilization, but also just how badass they are. And it also gives you a glimpse into Snorri Whitebeard, who then becomes Grumbrindle and Malekith and the Betrayal. And like it's a really good book because it gives you like a huge kind of picture of how dwarves are in just one like 200-page story. It explains like the culture with the runesmiths and the different guilds, and it follows the story of the High King of Zufbar. Who's south of Carrick Cadrin. It has Ungrim Ironfist in it. You get to meet Ungrim towards the end of the story. There's a couple really cool. Yeah, anyways. Okay, guys. Let me make sure I got rid of the screen blocker so I don't troll you guys here for too long. Must be allergies or something. Goodness gracious. All right, here we go. For the Greenskin armies. Well, who's set up first? Okay, we'll look at Norska first because Greenskins are still setting up. So for the forces of Norska, looks like they're going to have a frontline of Marauders who will get taken to Pound Town by pretty much any of the Greenskin infantry, but nonetheless, they do not march alone. We have Wulfric the Wanderer on his massive war mammoth, so the mammoth is ready to party. Look at this thing. He's got blood in his eyes. And on top of that, a Felkon list would not be complete without a dragon. Dragons are his favorite thing. When you ask him what his... I was like, Felkon, what's your favorite race? Because I want to use a picture to depict this showdown. He's like, dragons. I'm like, well, I guess dragons works. So he does have a dragon. In the back, he does have the Miststalkers, 2 groups of standard Famir, which are going to take Black Orcs to Pound Town pretty bad, but also are very vulnerable to missile fire. On top of that, he does have Marauder Horsemen, a couple groups of them, and just the standard one. Yeah, so, you know, that's pretty decent anti-skirmishing. Granted, Greenskins will typically have an advantage in the skirmish game, but these guys will do the trick for the most part. So Rightist, for the forces of the Greenskins, he does have a Night Goblin Shaman, so those missile attacks are going to be quite annoying against some of these bigger targets. Honestly, he could focus down the dragon. Probably not worth using it on Wulfric. His HP pool is too high. I would probably use it on the dragon to try and get him off. Morgoth's Smanchy Marauders, Forest Goblin Spider Rider Archers, Savage Orc Biggins, Black Orcs, and the Savage Orc Biggins are going to be good. They'll mulch Marauders, and they'll actually be able to fight against Famir. Even though their AP is low, at least they have a bonus versus large. In reserves, he has a couple Biggins, Nasty Skulkers in the back, Archers, and also some Forest Goblin Spider Riders. So a very solid build. He has a very strong missile line, which can easily take out these big targets. Black Orcs should win the frontline engagement. Savage Orc Biggins. Having that immunity to psychology with the Black Orcs is going to be really solid. And guys, he has the one and only Grimgor Ironhide, the meme lord himself, coming out of hiding. Only a little bit bigger than other Black Orcs, but anyways, yeah, Grimgor's, at the very least, Grimgor is going to make sure the Wa recharges, because he's always in melee combat. That's like the one thing that Grimgor has a bit of a niche for, I would say. So yeah, we're gonna do it to it. We're gonna do it to it. Players are ready. I got my orange juice. Yes, it is time. Yeah, the best books by far to get into if you want to read Warhammer Fantasy is Gotrek and Felix. Just read those. Just read them. Like, every Gotrek and Felix story introduces you into, like, a major part of the Warhammer world. You get the perspective of a Dwarven Slayer, you know, a man of the Empire who comes from aristocracy. Well, I guess he's the son of a merchant or whatever. He's pretty cool. You get to meet, like, you know, Chaos Cultists, Chaos Warlords, you know, just all kinds of orcs, and you get to go to Carrick 8 Peaks. It's so good. Just read Gotrek and Felix. It's the first omnibus. That'll give you a good perspective on things in Warhammer Fantasy, in my opinion. Yes. It is Grimgor, I know! So the battle's underway. The Goblin Shaman is going to be popping the Wand of Jet right out of the gates, which is a bold strategy, Cotton, because it does add to his ability cooldowns here. But anyways, the Morgub's Magi Marauders and other skirmishers are going to be moving over here. But the Marauder Horsemen, oh, hopefully Rightist doesn't let these guys get pounded. The Marauder Horsemen will actually do some okay damage, but they're going to be firing, and the Spears don't trace quite as good. But yeah, he needs these Morgub's Magi Marauders. Having that firepower on the Dragon is going to be super important. What I would do if I were Rightist is just fall back. Fall back, let the Goblin Archers shoot these guys, and use these guys defensively just to sit on the Dragons and the Mammoths and other big targets. Nonetheless, he does get a little bit of damage. He's able to kill a couple Marauders. Magi Marauders lost 4 models as well, so both players pretty much take equal damage, give or take. Black Orcs and Grimgors are, and Grimgor is in good shape, but the rest of the Airs are scooting forward a little bit danger close. You can see they're moving up past the ranks here. Rightist definitely needs to pull those guys back, and he does notice it, and he's able to pull those guys back. Now, there is going to be a fat breath attack coming in, and very good play here from Felkon, getting those juicy spear attacks from the Savage Orc Biggins. But these Goblin Archers need to do a turnabout face and start providing some Overwatch fire, or else this is going to be really, really bad for the front line. And it looks like the Dragon's going to be jumping in. A bit of a bold strategy, Cotton. Now, if there was Wurzog, he could pin that guy down. But it looks like there's going to be a fat missile attack going in against Wulfric and... oh no, against the caster. The Famir Balefiend actually takes some heavy damage. The Goblin Archers are giving it right back. So, not a bad situation. Maybe these guys are going to be charging in. We're not sure. But, ooh, they're going to take a lot of Goblin firepower. That's a lot of firepower coming in. So, yeah, those guys getting a little bit of HP damage. But nonetheless, I think that Felkon did come ahead there. Just, you know, able to deal with those Black Orcs. So the Greenskins are going to be charging here, I would imagine. The Wa is going to be popped in just a moment. And the Horde of Norskins are they're just coming in. So Grimgor is going to be going after the Misthawkers. It looks like Black Orcs charging in. And these Savage Orc Biggins on the other side definitely need to get engaged. Now here comes the Biggins. They're going to be engaging against Famir, which is a good trade. And these Archers need to fall back, though. There's Marauders. Ooh, this is not a good situation. You can see a massive pendulum decimating the Greenskin line, doing huge damage against these Black Orcs. And now the Archers and other troops are going to be falling back. In the meantime, the Dragon is going to be circling up and around the flanks. The Savage Orc Biggins have engaged, but there's a lot in reserves over here. Rightist definitely needs to grab these guys, move them over in this general direction, and, you know, get ready to party with these guys. So the Black Orcs are just being ravaged by this Mammoth. The Mammoth is just pounding this front line. Grimgor's doing an okay job. He's actually done some substantial damage against the Misthawkers there. So far, the bounce power, relatively even. There's a lot of troops in reserve for the Greenskins, but the monsters are just kind of breaking the different flanks with, like, terror routing and a couple different mechanics here. And now you can see the Biggins are going to be pushing in. Biggins pushing in here. Force Goblin Spider Riders, all the different reserve troops are going to be coming in. Now, Wulfric is actually taking a little bit of damage. He has popped the Hunter of Champions on Grimgor. Grimgor, of course, is a lot weaker than Wulfric. Wulfric on his Mammoth is just a powerhouse, and the Grimgor is just getting absolutely pound-towned by Wulfric the Wonder there, which is a little bit unfortunate. But if we look at the fight here, the Misthawkers and the other troops have pushed through. The Marauders have gotten onto the Night Goblin Archers, which is not good here, and the Biggins here are just being poked down by the Marauder Horsemen. So it looks like Felkon is probably going to take this game. You know, Grimgor Ironhide, the fact that he went down is going to be really tough, because Greenskins are a faction that struggle pretty heavily without their leadership. So down goes the Sweet Prince, Grimgor Ironhide. He's going to be in the can for now, and the Famir Balefiend with Shadows is also going to be you know, getting his cane and just going to work against those. So the Famir in the back have been intercepted by the Nasty Skulkers, which is a great trade for the Greenskins. And honestly, this game wouldn't be that bad for the Greenskins if Grimgor hadn't died, right? If you had like Wurzog or someone to like pin things down, the Bonewood Staff, but just based on the circumstances, like without the leadership, the Greenskins aren't going to hold for terribly long, despite the fact there are some good engagements. So that's going to be it. Yeah. Grimgor definitely is not very good. He just got pounded. But nonetheless, it wasn't just that. There was a couple other things that Felkon was able to really heavily win the engagements with. The fact that he was able to get that really good skirmish damage on the flank, and he got a beautiful pendulum. That pendulum, it wasn't just Grimgor. Grimgor didn't just get put in the trash can for free. Basically what happened is Wulfric used his boat, the pendulum came in, the Black Orcs got annihilated in the front line by those 2 pendulum attacks, and then from there, you know, the Dragon Breath and just like the sheer damage coming in, the Black Orcs couldn't hold. The whole center pocket folded, and then Grimgor was fully surrounded. So part of it was that, right? It wasn't just like a freebie. So Grimgor, you know, got taken out a little bit. So my game crashed there, but not that it matters. We're actually done. But yeah, so that's going to be that. Oh, I just noticed my green screen is failing right there. I hate that. I hate that. Yeah. But so yeah, basically the 2 pendulum attacks were very, very good. It broke the front line. The Dragon Breath was just really, really solid. And from there, that was pretty much it. So it's going to be a bit of a quick stream today, guys. Hopefully you don't mind. I think I'm going to go record some battles while my hand is still healthy enough. And that's going to be it. So guys, a couple updates on February 9th is going to be the Eternal Challenger League Finals. It's going to be fun. So February 9th, we're going to have the Eternal Challenger League Finals Saturday at 11 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. I'm going to be making an announcement video coming out this week. Currently, Eric the Red is editing it. It's going to be nice and fun, and it'll be like hyping up all the different players in it. So that will be on February 9th, for anyone who's wondering. I know there's a lot of people who were asking about that, but I was going to wait till the trailer to announce everything, but I'm like, you know, I have you guys here. Let's just talk about it. Yeah, no worries. I mean, yeah. And Rightist probably obviously had a little bit of an off day. Rightist is a very, very good player. I played against both him and Felkon quite a bit, and they're both super solid. I mean, yeah. And a couple of those early games were very close and could have gone either way. The last one was a little bit tricky, of course. Yeah, Eternal Challenger Leagues are going to be February 9th. Yes. Basilisk, I try and pick like the most balanced map. Yeah. So Tech's like, oh crap, I need to practice. I know. Yeah, for anyone joining late, the games were really good, especially the first 2. Those games were really close, like super back and forth. So I'd recommend checking those out. I know it's going to be a bit of a quick stream today. It was a best of 7, so it was a 4-0. But yeah, some of those games were super close for sure. But yeah. Oh yeah, absolutely. Had some off games for sure. You know, I have days like that where I get on and I just get like just destroyed. I'm just like, all right, this is not my day. But yeah, again, very well played. Let's hear a big round of applause for Felkon for the 4-0 sweep. Some very, I mean, that was some of the best, most micro-intensive games I've seen him play. Like, he was just very, very on point today. His Wood Elf game in game 1, the rush build was pretty insane. I mean, just out of control stuff. So, so great stuff. All right, yeah, while you guys are here, let's go ahead and I can answer a couple questions just to wrap things up. And it's good anyway, Stan, just sit here and answer questions because I can then, people won't know the time frame when they're watching it back over. Go. Yeah, thank you guys for joining today. Thank you. For anyone who's wondering, here's a link to the Discord. Please just make sure to follow the rules. If not, the punishments will follow. Yeah. There you go, guys. Yeah, those are, I mean, if you guys are looking for solid builds, I mean, you got to see a bunch today for sure. So well played to Felkon as well as Rightist. Want to sincerely thank them for joining. And make sure to tune in. Honestly, I'll probably be doing one of these like a couple days a week. I'm going to try and do one on like Tuesday as well, like a best of 7 stream. And then Wednesday, maybe I'll try like a 2v2. I'm going to try and stream more. I just need to get ahead on videos because I'm a little bit behind on those right now. Yeah. All right, guys. So there's a link to the Discord. Thank you guys so much for joining. You guys are awesome. Let's go ahead and Richard. Hey man, thanks for joining, Richard. Yeah, I'm going to be doing Magic probably on Thursday or Friday. I think I'm going to try and get some videos in for that. Big thanks to One Man's Way, Hypnotize, Philip, Garland Green, Rasmus, as well as The Spark, Raw Cauliflower. Sounds interesting. And One Man's Way for your very generous donations. And then let me make sure I didn't miss anything on the PayPal. Oh, we're all good. All good. And the next Who Would Win? Well, Sotek and I have to record that. We just had one come out a couple days ago. I have a degree in business. Hey, Rightist, no worries, man. You did a great job. No stress, brother. No stress. And if you guys ever want to rematch, if you want to rematch Felkon, you just let me know. Anytime, any place. I'll put it on stream and we'll go from there. Yeah. Yes. I played Ultima Online and World of Warcraft quite a bit. Good luck, Julian. All right, guys, thank you so much for joining. I'm going to wrap it up because now, I mean, on the bright side, my hand doesn't hurt because I only sat here for an hour. I can like go stretch it out, and then I can come back and record a bunch of badass videos for you guys. So there is some give and take, but painting tips for 40K: washes, dude. Null Oil, Agrax Earthshade will make you look like a pro. But all jokes aside, whatever you're playing, you just base coat it. If you can base coat it in the color of the armor that it is, that's really solid. And then from there, you just base out your colors. And just once you base out all your colors, if you want to be really lazy, just wash them all in like Agrax Earthshade, depending on the faction you're playing, and it'll look good. I'm not even joking. Pretty wild. Yeah, I'll try and do an Armada stream this week too. All right, guys, I got a jam. Well, I don't have to, but it's over now. So thank you guys so much for joining. Hopefully you enjoyed the showdown between Felkon and Rightist. And we'll see you guys in the next few days. Cheers.